After a slow and sloppy start on Wednesday against the Canucks, the Hawks managed 2 power play goals and 1 point of the standing. That's the glass half full. The glass half empty would be leaving 2 points on the table in their last 2 home games to start an 8-game homestand. Tonight, 2 more valuable points on the table for the taking, but standing in their way on this Friday the 13th, a team of pesky little devils. Blackhawks back on UC Ice tonight to take on an Eastern Conference foe. There are 27 games remaining in the regular season. That sounds like a long time, but when you've got to make up 6 points to get into a home ice position in the Stanley Cup opening round of the playoffs, it's hard to do with all the 3-point games, so they cannot squander any more points here in their own rink. And tonight, a team they beat in a shootout earlier this year, the New Jersey Devils, are in town. Welcome in, everybody. Pat Foley, Eddie Olczyk, thrilled you're with us for Chicago Blackhawks hockey. And the Blackhawks the other night got up to a very sluggish start. They were not sharp in any way. These points that are getting away could be costly down the road.
Yeah, Pat, and I think you go back to the game the other night against the Vancouver Canucks for the first 2 periods. I don't think we've seen a game like that in a long time for the Blackhawks, where they were off on their passing. They had a lot of giveaways. You're going to have unforced turnovers. I mean, you're going to have forced ones, but you can't afford the unforced ones where you just throw it to the other team and they can create and generate offensive opportunities. So the passing part of the game, to me, when I'm going to watch here early against the Devils.
Well, we've watched Coach Q for a long time, and when things are not going well, he's going to shake things up in his lineup. And tonight will be a night a 20-year-old kid will never forget. Ryan Hartman, a local boy, makes his NHL debut.
Yeah, what a thrill for Ryan Hartman and his family in attendance tonight. Pat has had a good start in his first year as a pro with the Rockford Ice Hogs. He's a guy that's got some skill level. He's got some energy. He's not afraid to put a physical presence along the ice. And as well, Pat, he's a guy that can draw some penalties. I talked to Mark Bernard, the general manager of the Rockford team in the American Hockey League, a couple of months back, and he said it's the one thing he does. He draws penalties, so you know he puts his nose over the puck. And this is something, Pat, I can relate to. He'll never forget it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, the New Jersey Devils on a nice run, but they will not be a playoff team this year. But they got their guy that's their leading scorer, almost at 1,800 points. What if he didn't go to Russia for 3 years?
Jaromir Jagr, Pat, still can find the back of the net, create and generate offensive opportunities. And the one thing you know about Jaromir Jagr is that he's going to have the ability to be able to play towards your zone. So being close to him isn't good enough. And the one thing that the Devils did to the Blackhawks the last time they played, Pat, they checked extremely well, even though the Blackhawks won that game in a shootout.
All right, the Blackhawks take on the Devils tonight, and there is nobody in the league hotter than 81 for Chicago. Marian Hossa, 6 goals in 3 games, including a game-winning goal and a game-tying final minute goal. That one the other night to give his team a standings point. Hossa and the Hawks against the Devils when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Kindly remove all hats to honor U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Paul Fusak, U.S. Navy World War II veteran, Petty Officer 3rd Class Robert Sales, the Director of Veteran Programs at the Robert McCormick Foundation, U.S. Army veteran Eli Williamson, and joint organist Frank Pellico and soloist Jim Cornelison for the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars
to the UC, the Ford goaltending matchup with the Hawks featuring Corey Crawford once again. The last 5 starts he's had, 3-1-1, 11 goals against in those last 5 games. And he takes on the Devils tonight. At the other end, Corey Schneider. And the New Jersey Devils have, as a team, have 21 wins. Look at that, 19 belong to terrific goalie Corey Schneider. Speaking of terrific, the last 7 appearances he's had in a row, he's given up 2 goals or fewer. The referees led by that man, Brad Watson, paired up with Tom Chmielewski. And Chmielewski, a very young guy in terms of NHL experience. Only about 15 games he's had as an NHL referee. He has a lot of time in the American League. Linesmen are David Brisebois and Steve Miller. Brad Richards, you may have seen part of the starting lineup with Kane and Chris Versteeg has been reunited with these two. This trio was red hot right before Versteeg got hurt on New Year's Day.
And this first period is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
Rundblad up the middle for Richards. Kane kicks to the stick and will dump it. Versteeg got turned around along the boards. Larson trying to jam it loose. It winds up all the way back at Chicago ice. Your AT&T Uber starting lines can be found at the top of your screen. Keith had to turn back. Now Rundblad will try again. Saad well covered. Gomez dumped it for the Devils. Keith looking for Taves. The pass was behind him, though. Rundblad following up. Now Taves has some room. Donovan Taves, a bank pass for Hossa. He chased it down, driving, shooting. Good save by Schneider. Terrific bank pass from Taves. Gave the red-hot Hossa a chance on his first shift of the night. And Zadlicki for the Devils. Cleared ahead. Henry checked. It's cleared in front to Gomez, whose shot is kicked aside. Now a keep in. Jelena rolled it loose. Camilleri coming on a change. Could not get that puck to the middle. And Taves cleared it to Saad, who was short of center when he dumped it. It's going to cost the Hawks an icing call. And they really wanted to change there. Now the same group has to stay out.
Well, a terrific start, as you mentioned, Pat. The beautiful pass there from Jonathan Taves, and Hossa impedes with John Merrill and is able to create that chance. And talk about the great foot speed and how important it is to move when you don't have the puck. Force the player to pass the puck. And when Marian Hossa was shooting to that area, it forced Jonathan Taves to put the puck off the boards, get into an area, and create and generate a chance for the hottest player goal-scoring wise in the entire league right now, Marian Hossa.
Now Yager for New Jersey. Cleared it into the side of the net. A centering pass never got to Camilleri from Tuomo Ruutu, who's been on the top line here for New Jersey. Camilleri looking in front for Ruutu. The pass never found him. Camilleri, their leading goal scorer, dropped it back. Peter Harold goes the other way. Jelena, long clip shot is off a skate to Saad. Now into the zone, Oduya fires a long shot. Schneider stopped it easily. Now the Hawks can finally complete the change they wanted a while ago. The Devils' Ryder, checked by Oduya, fought through him, but good stick by Carcillo prevented a shot attempt. Shaw the other way. Carcillo checked at center. Now the Devils get in. Ryder was met by Keith. The puck held in at the line. A long clip shot never got beyond Hjalmarsson. Enes Zubris leaving the corner. Keith had the read there, picked it off. And Hjalmarsson sends it back into New Jersey territory. Now a near turnover. Oh, Hartman. Boy, he was met by Zubris, and Dana Zubris had no idea how strong Ryan Hartman is on his skates. He got flattened. Now Hartman put it back to Comiskey, then Seabrook, whose flip shot is blocked. Ryan Hartman was on the ice for about 6 seconds in his NHL debut and leveled the guy. Now he got another piece of Zidlicki. And just what Eddie was telling you about on our scouting report on Hartman, and now he got a good jolt from the Devils 2-2. Coming to the aid of his teammates, but Hartman can bring it physically, likes it, and 2 bits of contact in his first NHL shift. As the puck here deflects over the boards, out of play.
Well, hit and be hit, and Ryan Hartman, as you mentioned, Pat, our BMO Harris bank check replays. Welcome to the National Hockey League, Chicago native Ryan Hartman. 1 on Zubris, 1 on Zidlicki. And then Jordan Tootoo got a good piece of Ryan Hartman. I mean, your first shift in the National Hockey League, 3 major collisions for Ryan Hartman.
Hartman beginning the game tonight on a line. I think you saw it earlier with Kruger and Sharp. He's playing right wing the entire season for Ted Dent down in Rockford, and very comfortable on the right side. Elias centered it, was at the feet of Tootoo, tried to put it back in front. Zajac now dropped it back. A long clip shot. Green missed the net. And Sharp able to roll it out. That's going to be offside, and that's going to be intentional offside. Elias touched that puck, still in the zone. Well, the draw brought back the other way. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. The Devils, Larson cleared it ahead. Gomez across to Bernier, looking to center. And now Rundblad rolled it out of the zone. Here's Patrick Kane stepping in. Kane trying to stick him in traffic. Finally got checked by Green. And the Devils come out of their own end. Gomez will carry it into Chicago ice with a long flip shot, easily handled by the glove of Crawford. Keith now time to take a look at the Devils are peeling off, so he'll wait for his teammates to change also. Jonathan Toews looks for Brandon Saad. Good rookie there with him in the corner. Yager got it knocked away. It's chased down by Merrill, and he cleared it to center. Pass broken up at the line. Hjalmarsson bounced it forward. John Merrill let his pass hit a skate. Zidlicki with time. Weaving slowly into the zone. Now works to the middle. Zidlicki's pass never connected. And Toews on the counterattack. Works into the offensive zone. Left it for Stieg. A long shot. And a save by Schneider. Rebound to the board. Zubris couldn't find it. Hawks keep it in. Here's a chance for Comiskey. That shot is partially blocked. Now back to Comiskey. Tries again. Schneider the save. Rebound to the corner. Bickle battling there. It's jammed away to Zidlicki. And now the Devils clear it the other way. Kyle Comiskey to Brent Seabrook as these two are paired up in the early stages tonight. Here's Shaw ringing it around. Bickle's on this side. Goes back down low. Then Carcillo. Dropped it to Rundblad. He'll try for a long shot that never got to the net. Carcillo had his shot blocked also. And now the Devils from their own end. Jelena had his pass picked off. Back in Ryan Hartman with a shot handled by Schneider, who will take a whistle. 7 minutes gone by in the first period, and Ryan Hartman in his NHL debut took about 8 seconds to get a big jolt on Zubris.
Welcome back to the United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSN Chicago.com. West Dundee's Ryan Hartman is living the dream tonight, making his NHL debut with the Blackhawks. Hartman was inundated with congratulations and some ticket requests today, but it was all worth it. I grew up watching the Hawks, he said. Being a part of the organization and wearing the jersey, it's pretty special for me and my family. I'm guessing Edzo can relate to this. Pat Nettie, back to you.
Yes, I can, Tracy, and thank you very much. And always love to see Chicago kids doing well and get that opportunity to play for your hometown team and your favorite team growing up as a youngster. And you can follow Tracy, our Blackhawks insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Click Jeff Vuk. Click JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Hartman right back on the ice with Kruger and Sharp going against the Zajac line here. Hartman had 8 goals as a member of the Rockford Ice Hogs so far this season. Now Sharp off the draw. It's knocked away out to center. Travis Zajac checked by Rundblad. That's an offside play.
Well, there's the Jackie Robinson West Little League Baseball team where the Blackhawks are hosting at tonight's game, and it was nice of the Blackhawks organization to honor the commitment they made to the young athletes months ago.
All right, here's the draw. Devils dump it. Hjalmarsson paired up with O'Doody at the start of this game. This pairing last a couple of years been very successful, but had struggled before all 3 groups got broken up a couple of weeks ago by the Hawks, and now Hjalmarsson, O'Doody reunited at the start of tonight. Zubras dumped it in. Hjalmarsson and Josephson get together. Puck is layered back to center ice. Vidlicki sends it deep. Hjalmarsson. Now Kane, the leading scorer in the NHL. Works to give and go. Kane hangs on. Flipped it to Richard. Back to Patrick Kane. He waits, gets up the middle, centered it at the feet of Keith. That cost him a good shooting chance. And now a good steal by Keith. Ben Versteeg. Put it to Rundblad, a return pass picked off. Elliott able to clear it.
Got to shoot that puck if you're David Rundblad. Versteeg made a beautiful play there, and then that missed opportunity, as you mentioned, Pat, from the pass from Kane to Keith.
2-2, rolled it ahead. Gomez was picked off, carried on by the Devils. Here's Green. He couldn't get rid of a backhander. In behind it goes. Now Gomez looks to center. Quick shot is blocked. Retrieved by Versteeg. He was pressured. Needs help from Keith. Taves comes away. Battles to the zone, but now he took the feet from under Bernier. Going to get a penalty. Jonathan Taves was outnumbered with his teammates changing. He had no help trying to buy time, and when the lost possession took a man down, the Hawks will be short.
Pat, this is one of those plays where Jonathan Taves needs to know that he had just come off the bench, right? And he knows you got some tighter players on the ice. This puck has got to get in deep. Stop it right here. Look at the mad scramble. I mean, look at the mad scramble that's going on at the Blackhawk bench. And now you turn the puck over at the blue line, and now you end up taking the penalty. So, I mean, you know what Jonathan Taves is trying to do? He's trying to generate. He's trying to create a chance there. But in that situation, probably just better off to chip the puck in. You got 3 Devils within, what, maybe 8 feet, 10 feet, whatever it is. Simplify the game, and then you get the fresh guys on the ice. And unfortunately now you got one of your best penalty killers in the penalty box now, and the Devils on the power play.
Zubras battles his way in deep, brings it around Zajac. Looks to center, but Tutu well covered. Jordan Tutu opening on the power play for the New Jersey Devils. Has been anything but a prolific offensive player in his NHL years, but getting a PP chance here early.
Yeah, stand in front of the net and track down loose pucks would be the job for Jordan Tootoo.
The Devils' power play 1 out of the last 14. That's over 7 games. And now Camilleri. Regularly done well on the power play throughout his NHL career. He dumps this in. Gomez gave it right to Oduya. All right, now Jelena. Rolled it ahead. Good stick by Hjalmarsson at the line. Jammed up the rush from Gomez. Devils had to go back and tag up, so that's why Hammer took some time.
For Hammer time.
Well,
okay, MC.
Ryder couldn't get that pass to Kruger. Jelena put it to Camilleri. Goes down low, then got it back. Camilleri slipped it out in front. Ryder shot blocked by Oduya. Held in Jelena. Camilleri's rink-wide tipped. Jelena tried a one-timer. Good save by Crawford in traffic. And the Chicago penalty over. Here's a chance. Camilleri is one-timer way wide. And both teams are at full strength here. Ryder absorbed some contact, held onto it. Now it's taken away to Seabrook. And Oduya will work the other way. Only Oduya once played for the New Jersey Devils. A crazy hop came back to Oduya. Lines it around. Taves slipped it over to Kane. Patrick Kane hanging on. Josephson trying to neutralize him.
What a nice play there. Good defense there by Josephson on Kane.
Ruutu rolled it in. Out comes Hjalmarsson. Now Shaw put it deep. And the Devils start back. 2-2, cleared it ahead. Elias into the zone. He dropped it back and into the middle. Here's Zajac. Good save. Crawford rebound. He made a second save. Maybe on Elias. Now another save. Crawford, stop that. Corey Crawford. A terrific sequence in the late stages of the first period. The Devils, Elias right back in. Dropped it back. Here's Larson, a long shot. In and out of the glove of Crawford. He wanted to catch that, but the play stays alive. Here's Keith. His pass almost got away from Richard, then did. I think the Hawks able to get it out.
Well, that all started because of the outstanding exit by the Devils, Pat, on that breakout. The play by Jordan Tootoo set up that whole play, and they were able to have the puck in the offensive zone for a good 35 seconds.
Saad centered it, and Taves checked. Going to be a penalty coming up as the puck arrived at Taves. He was taken down, and the Devils are going to be shorthanded as Henrique has a seat. Blackhawks power play against their first chance tonight, looking for the first goal tonight.
Well, Adam Henrique, 14 and white, gets called for a slash. I don't see a slash there at all, but the Blackhawks will get a man advantage on the power play. And Corey Crawford with a couple of good chances. First, Travis Zajac, and the puck will come right to Andy Green, defenseman. It'll jump into the play, and a left pad save, and a beauty by Corey Crawford. Again, that was that last shift, Pat, where Jordan Tootoo made the good play out of his zone. And the Devils are able to have a good shift 5-on-5.
Hawks power play 2 out of 4 on Wednesday night against Vancouver. Had been struggling prior to that. They get the draw here, and Kane now going to move up the board. Kane drops it to Seabrook. He's looking for Hossa, but it decides to go back to Kane. Centered it, Taves, and Hossa. Well, they're opening up with Kane as a point man here in this power play unit. Seabrook to Hossa. Taves. Backdoor is Kane. No lane there, though. Taves hanging on. Saad front of the net. Seabrook alongside his block. Trickling! And kicked aside as it turned out by Schneider. Here's Toews to Hossa. Centered it, deflected to Kane. Seabrook, and it jumped over his blade and out. Now Toews back into the zone. Kane is pressured by Zubras. Toews is in deep. Looks over to Seabrook. Hossa to Kane. Now Donovan Toews is still at side in front of the net. Seabrook to Toews. Here's a quick shot. Saved by Schneider. Rebound cleared. Held in by Seabrook. Now it's taken by Hossa to Kane. Here he had a shot blocked by Zubras, and the Devils able to get it out. Kane, as a change is being made, cleared it ahead. Sharp with a shot. Schneider made the save.
No, Patrick Kane finally gets this puck and walks right in, and Dainis Zubras is right out in the shooting lane, and close call for the Hawks. The net front presence from Brandon Saad. Looks like that puck grazes the outside of the post to the left of Corey Schneider. As you mentioned it, Pat, a much different looking power play with that first unit, with Patrick Kane looking like patrolling the point position as a defenseman. Or what they rotate all the way all the time. It's, you know, you could have Hossa back there. You could really have anybody back there at that particular time. This should be icing against the Hawks as it took a funny bounce over the stick of Andrew Shaw. Well, Hawk fans, text lottery to 242-957 for your chance to win the opportunity for two to watch a home game with a Blackhawks team ambassador in a lower level suite. Text lottery to 242-957 now, and stay tuned for the drawing in the second period.
Harold goes down low. Here's a pass for Harold. A shot. They score! Peter Harold fired it off the near post and in. And the Devils, after killing off a Hawks power play, have grabbed the lead.
Well, this is one of those that Corey Crawford's got to have, Pat. Quick developing play behind the net. Scotty Gomez out. The shot from Peter Harold, and you just see the way that the pads of Corey Crawford were down. He was anticipating, I think, a much harder shot, Pat. So as he slid, instead of fanning his pads out, the shot came a lot slower. And when he did, unfortunately for Crawford and the Hawks, it angled perfectly off his pad, off the post, and into the back of the net. But a terrific play there from Scotty Gomez to find Harold, who jumped into the play to create the chance, and the Devils are on the board.
O'Shelena able to move it out to center. 2-2 lost it to Oduya. And that's going to be an offside play with 4 minutes remaining in the opening period. Peter Harold has put New Jersey in front.
Well, we got get well wishes to a huge Blackhawk fan. Special get well to Johnny Ferrari, who's watching the game tonight from Comer Children's Hospital. Get well soon, Johnny. We're thinking about you, pal. Pat, I want to go back to the goal from our Xfinity Telestrator. Here's Peter Harold. The puck is in behind the net here, right? Now watch what Harold does. He sees all that open ice. What does he do? He comes to the open ice. If he stays out 10 feet, that ends up being the difference in the goal there. So good recognition there from the man with 2 first names.
How can you trust him? Icing Devils here. Well, there's a guy we just saw, Marek Zidlicki, Eddie, and I mean, the New Jersey Devils are a team that's not going to be in the postseason. Yeah. And there's lots of folks wondering, I mean, who might be there at the end of the year, who might be available for a contending team. And here's one name that's certainly out there among guys that might finish the year somewhere else.
Yeah, he's got some contract issues as far as movement and those type of things, but certainly, I mean, he could help. He can help a lot of teams, Pat. I mean, he is a very underrated player. He's got some fight to his game. He can create and generate offense. And let's not forget, a couple of years ago, the same team. That's a penalty.
Yes, it is. It could be. The Hawks in the defensive zone.
Was it deflected or was it shot?
No, it was tipped off a Hawks stick and out of play.
Oh, it's a one-handed redirect, Pat, by Patrick Kane, so it was not shot into the crowd. And there you see the one-handed deflection there by, so it's almost like having a shot block in your own zone. I think I had just turned my head there and I thought it had been flipped, but there you see Patrick Kane just trying to redirect that pass and deflect it into the crowd.
What's amazing though is if you bat at the puck in mid-air, sort of knock it out of the area, that's a penalty.
Right, exactly.
So here's a long shot. Oh, that drains the goalpost on the way by. Crawford might have gotten a piece. Zidlicki with a keep on side. Now his pass picked up by the Devils. Zajac looking to center. That's deflected. Hossa starts back and a blowout at the line. Gives Saad room. Saad with Comiskey. Saad the shot. To the save by Schneider. Hossa followed up and missed the net. And the Devils able to clear it. And we'll see that last rush again, and you're going to be able to see the skating ability of Kyle Comiskey. The many attributes he has, his strongest is a brilliant skating ability, and he's also a really fast backward skater. But he exploded up the ice there and really made a 2-on-1 opportunity. Which Saad wound up shooting the puck, but Comiskey can really pick him up and lay him down. Now in behind the Devils, Bernier dropped it back. Larson goes up the boards. The shot attempt by Gomez blocked. He gets it again. Held in by Green, a long clip shot. Tip, the redirect went wide. Larson rolled it ahead, picked off Oduya to Sharp. Patrick Sharp gets the line. His shot never got through. And now the Devils, Larson, with 2 minutes remaining in the first period. And the visitors owning the lead. They get this one in. Yager on Seabrook. And Seabrook able to neutralize him. Back come the Hawks. Keith gets the line. Hartman heading for the net. Keith and a bank it towards Hartman. It missed. Picked up by Keith again. Pressured, lost possession, then Hartman got to it. Hartman had a quick shot, never got through as a one-timer from Shaw was blocked. Oh, the Devils get it out of there.
Nice play there by Hartman on that exit by the Devils to be able to break up that play. Made a nice pass there to Andrew Shaw. A long shift there for Hossa, Pat, and he got caught out there with Kruger and Sharp, and that's why the lines have all got mixed up because of the extra long shift there for Marian Hossa, and rightfully so when you got 6 goals in 3 games.
A turnover from the Canes. Zubrus a ring around. Josephson, final minute of the first period. Chalmerson pushed it ahead. Shaw cleared it to center. Here comes Kane. He'll try a long reach shot because he had 0 help. He was encircled by 4 white sweaters, so had to just try a 60-footer, and it's handled easily by Schneider.
Pat, want to follow up that great point you made with Kyle Comiskey from our Xfinity telestrator. Right part of your screen, Brandon Saad's going to go around John Merrill, who blew a tire, and there's no doubt, Pat, on this play here, Brandon Saad is not shooting the puck as hard as he can. He's shooting for a rebound. Yeah. He was shooting off the right pad of Corey Schneider, and I like that play at times, and there's other times where you just like to see the guy just put his head down and just bury it and shoot it as hard as you can. There's a time and a place for that there, and I think that was one of those situations for Brandon Saad to go ahead and shoot to score, not to shoot for the bounce off the pad to generate and create a rebound.
Elias, poke check by Seabrook. Brent Seabrook, who the other night was the ice time leader for the Hawks. That's noteworthy anytime it's not Tuffkin Keith. But Seabrook had 24.5 minutes against Vancouver the other night. He's up the ice here with Kane, who pulls up. Seabrook touched it to Versteeg. Chris Versteeg's wrist shot well wide. Keith running out of time. To Seabrook, and the clock will expire as the first period comes to an end. 8 shots on goal for each team in the opening 20 tonight. But Corey Schneider, perfect. And at the other end, the Devils able to cash in on a Peter Harold shot that hit the pad of Corey Crawford and wound up off the post and in right there. That's the only goal tonight.
Hawks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help. Ford, who invites you to visit your local Ford store or localfordstores.com. Corona Extra. Find your beach. And by Kia. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois has teamed up with the Blackhawks and moved 2 lucky fans closer to the action as part of tonight's Blue Seat upgrade experience. Don't forget to bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card for your chance to win. Blue Cross through it all, and congratulations to tonight's winners. Got to stick one more piece of popcorn in your mouth, young fella. One more.
You can do it.
It's not going anywhere. It's a bottomless pit right there. Attaboy. Well, welcome back inside the United Center. The Blackhawks trail the New Jersey Devils on Friday the 13th, 1-0 as we get ready for the second period. Well, in our Hyundai What to Look For, we take a look at the time lapse of the rink being built at Levi Stadium as we inch closer to the Stadium Series tilt between the Sharks and the Kings. That game is next Saturday, February 21st at 9 p.m. Central. And I will be at that game, partner. I'll be doing the game with Dave Strader and Brian Engblom over on NBCSN. And looking forward to seeing 2 really, really good hockey teams get it on outdoors in Santa Clara, California.
Should be a great spectacle. From everything I've heard, that's a terrific stadium, brand new, and a lot of folks were wondering how it would go when they tried to play a game in Southern California outdoors, right. And it was a rousing success.
There was.
Everything we heard that was the ice was good and all that, so in a Northern California setting, as long as it doesn't rain, that's the only thing you worry about. But right underway now in the second period.
And the second period is brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers.
Taves. Rolled it in deep for Saad. It rolled loose. Comiskey jumped into the play. But it's taken away, and Zajac turned it over to Hossa. Hayes. Finally had it roll free. Hossa got to the boards. He won the puck. Look at Hossa drive the net to the backhand. Oh, at the last minute he was poke checked and couldn't pull the trigger.
Heck of a play by Elias defensively.
Now Oduya getting back. Sharp will dump it in. Snyder laying it off the glass, then the netting, so no penalty, but a whistle.
Well, Hawk fans, text lottery to BHawks now for a chance to win 2 tickets to a Blackhawks home game with a team ambassador in a lower level suite, courtesy of Illinois Lottery. That's lottery to 242-957, and be sure to watch a drawing in a second period of tonight's game.
The Devils, Bernier. Looping it into the Chicago end. Rundblad knocked away by Gomez. Gomez got the puck, sent it. Bernier couldn't get rid of a shot. Then Henrique to Gomez. Pass picked off Kane. Patrick Kane will step into the Devil zone. Now with a long wrist shot that's blocked. He took a whack, but couldn't get that one through all the traffic. And Zidlicki for New Jersey.
Another different looking line here, Pat, with Richards, Sharp, and Kane start this second period.
Third attempt held in by Jágr to Camilleri. Andrew Shaw kicked it loose to Bickle, and now Hartman looking to move in offensively, but stripped of it by Jelena at the line.
Another one, Shaw, Hartman, and Bickle. Now different look for Joe Quenneville.
Devils steal the puck. Here's a quick shot. Good save on Yager by Crawford. Hawks have to fire it back the other way, but no icing. Schneider had to play it. Yager rolled it ahead. Camilleri into the zone. Extra move at the line. Forced an offside whistle. Ruutu beat him into the zone. Well, this will be the third straight year the New Jersey Devils don't make the playoffs after getting to the Stanley Cup Finals a couple of years back. But the president, general manager, and head coach of the Devils, Lou Lamoriello, there's new ownership there in New Jersey, and some folks wondering what his future might be after a... But look, I want to ask Andy Olczyk about this because I think a lot of Lou Lamoriello, a lot of people do. He's a Hockey Hall of Famer. He's had a very distinguished NHL career. And you and he have a great relationship, in part because every time Team USA invited you, you were there. You showed up as a player to represent the U.S. in whatever tournament it might be. Next whistle, I want you to talk about Lou Lamoriello a little bit, what he's brought to hockey, what he's meant to USA hockey, what he's meant to the New Jersey Devils. You guys have had a long and strong career. The Devils clear it back the other way. Oduya's going to have to chase it down. It's a shot back to Carcillo with a dump. Zubris. Now Seabrook for Chicago. Had a little problem, and they'll have to turn around and chase back. Keith moved it ahead. Hossa to Seabrook. Going to crank a long shot that's blocked, trickling in front, just out of the reach of Hossa. Now Taves, they got a man out there without a stick.
That's Merrill.
The defenseman Merrill. Here's a pass back to Seabrook. Moves in with a blast. And it was deflected wide, and Schneider never saw that. Back to the boards, and Taves.
Sorry, Pat. Merrill's got Jordan Tutu's stick. Tutu's right-handed. Merrill's left-handed.
Now it's taken by Hossa. Goes back to Seabrook. Tutu without a cue there, and so Seabrook with no problem. Here's Comiskey into the corner, and Taves. Taves on his backhand, and it's knocked away. The Devils able to get out. Zajac dumped it. Now Travis Zajac. Left into the corner, taken away Comiskey. Kyle Comiskey in his first game as a member of the Blackhawks. Dave Ross showed you the stat earlier, about 132 NHL games previously, all for Colorado. Was in their organization for 5 years. He didn't get a lot of NHL time, but spent the last couple of years in Sweden. Let's go back to Lou Lamoriello for a second.
Well, Pat, I've known him since 1983, and Lou Lamoriello is the same guy today as he was back in 1983 when he was head coach at Providence College. A very passionate man, a very loyal man, and somebody that has done so much for a lot of people without cameras rolling and media around. He's been a hockey lifer, and he's very instrumental in my career as a young player coming up for Team USA back in the early 80s.
Gomez might have a chance here. He's got Henrique with him in the pass. A back-checking Kane broken up, resulting in an offside play. I mean, you've heard some of the speculation like I have, and the Devils again won't be in the playoffs for the third straight year. So with new ownership, some folks wondering what Lou Lamoriello's future might be. And he's one of those guys, he's a do-it-yourself kind of guy, right?
No
I mean, he's
question.
never had an assistant GM. I mean, he is a hands-on leader, and that's the way he's always run things. So whether that may change or his role may change, who knows? But the Devils are offside again here.
And three championships.
Yeah.
For Lou Lamoriello as the man in charge, and I mean everything. Everything comes across the desk of of Lou Lamoriello. And the one thing, too, Pat, is, I mean, anytime that I see him, he always, I mean, and it's nonstop. I mean, we go knocking on his door when we go to Newark, New Jersey, and say hi to him, or anytime I see him, he always asks how my folks are doing. I mean, and that speaks to the individual of somebody like Mr. Lamoriello.
Well, you know, you used the word loyal before, and there's probably no more apt description. You talk to anybody who's dealt with him, and that word comes up a lot. All right, here's a long shot. Merrill missing the net. With Licky kicked it ahead. He had Carcillo bearing down on him. Didn't want to deal with that. And here comes Versteeg to Carcillo. Camilleri to Merrill. Now 2-2 into the zone. A backhand shot headed by Crawford. Gave a rebound right to the middle, but Kane on it. And out he comes. He's got some room. He speeds into the zone. Kane takes a look. His pass never got to Richards.
Nobody went to the net there, Pat. Both Richards and Sharp stayed to the outside. Kane was looking for somebody to go to the net. Somebody to open up a lane there, and nothing happened at all.
Snyder goes high off the glass. And the Devils come up with it. Josephson. It did wind up back at center. Patrick Kane looks to Brad Richards. Richards over to Sharp. A backhand shot easily handled by Schneider. 7 minutes have gone by here in period 2, and the Devils continue to own a 1-goal lead.
From our Xfinity Telestrator, all you young hockey players out there, what we were talking about before, somebody must go to the net, and then that will open up space to be able to make plays through here. But watch what ends up happening. There's Richards, Sharp to the outside. Stop it right here. Look at, there's nobody going to the net. Patrick Kane is looking for somebody to make a play. Everybody stays to the outside. The Devils defend it. That's an easy play to defend. Because when somebody goes to the net like that, you have to respect that. If nobody goes with one of those guys, Pat, you're going to have a breakaway. So when you go like that, it opens up space to create those lanes for a guy like Patrick Kane, who is just, I mean, he was just waiting for somebody to go, and nothing developed. And what ended up happening? Turned the puck over, and the Devils came back the other way.
Comiskey across the ice to Marian Hossa, who drives with a shot, and a glove save by Schneider. Rebound to the Devils. Gomez moved it to center. Back in is Comiskey. He's got speed going by. Pulls up. Dropped it out to Seabrook. He'll look Hossa with a one-timer. Didn't get anything on it. And peeled it wide. Lee Larson rolled it out to center. Versteeg gets back in. Well, Versteeg has replaced Sharp on this line with Kane and Richards for this shift. And Richards for Kane to the goal. Poke check by Schneider. That prevented a shot right away. Here's a chance for Keith. He waits. He missed run by with a pass.
Got to shoot that puck if you're Duncan Keith. No better play there. Just get it to the net. Really, for the first time in a while, Pat, you got a little sustained pressure right now, and the more pucks and people you get to the net, good things are going to happen. And Duncan Keith kind of lost an edge there and went crazily into those boards.
Hawks have had 10 shots on goal so far in the game, so only 2 in the first 9 minutes of this period. Hartman delivered a blow, knocking Harold out of the way, and he got the puck. Oh, and it jumped away from Oduya.
Just rolled on Ryan Hartman. Great idea there to get the puck back to the point.
Yager into the zone, trying to dance away from Hjalmarsson, who got the worst of that contact. Now a one-hand pass finds Camilleri, whose shot deflected by Crawford. Out of play.
Oh, great strength there. Great strength there from Yager to create that chance.
Well, we mentioned it earlier, Eddie. Spectacular numbers in his NHL career. And remember, he went to Russia for 3 years. Can you imagine where he'd be if that didn't happen? By the way, tonight, you might have seen her at the bottom of that graphic. Tonight, game number 1524. So you saw the numbers, average well over a point a game in a spectacular, productive NHL career. But tonight he ties Brendan Shanahan with game number 1,524. That's 13th all time in the history of the game. So he'll soon own that spot by himself, and numbers continue to pile up for big number 68. The Devils get this in. Elias to the net. There's the pass. He was in too deep, couldn't shoot it. Tried to center it and it picked off Carcillo. Then he turned it over. Zajac to Elias. Threw it to the other side. Well, finally Sharp gets it back. Now the Devils green. Goes the other way. Larson to Bernier. I wonder how many games are, I should say, I wonder if there's been another game this year, Eddie, where the Blackhawks played 30 minutes of hockey and had a total of 10 shots. If it's happened, it's been a real rarity. Here comes Hossa moving to Taves, who pulls up, shoots, hits the net. It's held in by Comiskey. His wrister soaked up easily by Schneider.
The only two games that come to mind were those last two in Minnesota, Pat.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I agree with you. Well, in our Kia drive to the net, speaking of elder skatesmen, as we were talking about Jaromir Jagr a little while ago, partner, tonight's game is the 1200th for Patrick Elias. The 38-year-old left winger has hit several milestones this season. His 19th with the Devils and 400 goals, 605 assists, 1,006 points are all franchise records, and he's one of 91 players in NHL history to score 400 or more goals in the league.
Now Adam Henrique got it ahead. Comiskey turns quickly. Taves comes out. Jonathan Taves in his last 21 games has 2 goals. Does have 16 points in that stretch, but in a while since he's had a run of goal scoring. But how can the centerman do it when the winger's doing it all? Posa of late finishing with regularity. He's got the puck, carrying it out to Brandon Saad. Looks for Taves. Taves working against Chelena, who's able to rub him off on the board. Heath came down low but missed the net. Goes back the other way.
It's a lot like the game the Hawks played in Newark, Pat. The Hawks won that game 3-2 in the shootout, and there was not a lot of room. Tight checking type of game.
Now Versteeg dropped it to Richards with a long shot, and an easy save because it was seen all the way by Corey Schneider.
Well, next Friday, the Red Hot Bulls will come out of the All-Star break into Detroit to take on the Detroit Pistons. It all starts next Friday at 6 on CSN Plus. Hey, Pat, tomorrow I'm going to be at the auto show tomorrow from 12 o'clock to noon. Going to be at the Chevy display. So if you're out at the auto show tomorrow, come over and say hello, talk a little hockey, and thanks to John and J.C. Phelan and also Mike Hillstrom for having me out there tomorrow. So looking forward to seeing all the new cars and saying hello to hopefully a lot of happy Hawk fans after a win tonight.
Well,
I'll be there at noon tomorrow, noon to 2 o'clock.
now, does Chevy have a hot rod section, or I figured that's where you'd be hanging out?
Oh, yeah, right. The slower, the better.
Now Merrill, there to the head. Jordan 2-2. Picked off by O'Deal. Patrick Kane, got a lot of room to move, and boy, Eddie pointed it out right at the start of our broadcast tonight, and it's holding true again. The Devils very well schooled defensively. They're trying to create a little offense here. 2-2. Checked on the board, dropped it out. Green with a long shot, deflected wide to Ryan Hartman.
Good job there by Hjalmarsson.
Hartman chipped it to himself, but the Green knocked it back to center ice. Larson for Tuomo Ruutu. And if Lou Lamoriello ever puts Ruutu and Tutu together, I'm gonna be very upset.
There'll be a penalty here coming up. Looks like Jaromir Jagr. Jagr had lost his balance pad as he entered the zone, and yeah, right there, the stick around the hands and the right arm of Kyle Comiskey. Thought you were going to say something about when Hjalmarsson and Josephson get on the ice there. As long as there's no Jacobson showing up.
Well, that's right. That's a lot easier, at least for me. If Tutu and Ruutu are in quick passing plays, there could be some. We won't know who's got it.
And somebody's in cahoots if that happens.
All right, Hawks with their second power play chance, and the Devils able to get the draw. Henry looking to the other side, but Seabrook in the way of the pass. A mishandle by Hossa, so the Devils, a long clip shot. Crawford had to make the save. They get it back. Kane made the steal. Now the Hawks try to move out. Taves looks across for Kane. Seabrook to Hossa. Saad in front of the net. Here's Kane. Getting things set up in a 1-3-1. Kane looking back door. Richard Hossa was there, but no lane. The pass attempt from Taves never connected. Now Seabrook. Hossa. Kane to Seabrook. His long blast. Missed the net. Rebound to Kane. Then Taves. Saad gets the puck down low to now Hossa. Looking to Saad. Taves at the front. Saad hangs on. Seabrook a long blast. And a save by Schneider to Josephson clearing. So Seabrook with half a minute remaining. Sends Sharp up the ice. Yanks it around the glass. Dug out of there by Merrill. Clearing attempt held in by Sharp. Now Versteeg looks back towards Sharp. Chris Versteeg with Shaw in front of the net. He got the tip, but Schneider was down low, able to smother it. It was a hot pass that Shaw was able to redirect. There was no shot attempt to score there. He's just looking for the tip, but Schneider made the stop. Here's another long shot that's blocked. Devils able to clear their penalty over. Both teams at full strength. Richards, a bank pass. Oh, it seemed to be there for Shaw, but he's unable to field it. And Elliott cleared it ahead. Here's Zajac for Tutu. Picked away by Crawford, and Tutu crashes hard into the end board. It continues in the play as the Hawks. Kruger will get the line. Kruger pulls up with a long shot. Tip. Hartman had a whack and a good save by Schneider. Now Hartman in deep for Bickle. And the shot blocked. Great play. I believe Jelena might have saved a goal with Bickle in a point-blank chance. Hartman working the boards. Taking away Zajac. And the Devils kick it free to center.
Boy, great shift here. Ryan Hartman going hard to the net. Deflect that first chance pad, and then he sets up Ryan Bickle from below the goal line right out in front of the net. What a great chance there. A great shift for the Chicago native playing in his very first National Hockey League game. Play in behind the net. There's Ryan Hartman. Ryan Bickle gets a rolling puck, and there you see the stick of Jelena on Bickle as you picked up, Pat, and then The opportunity back at the other end where Jordan Tutu loses his balance but does a good job of getting back up, and now we got a game of Twister going on down there with the official and Gomez and Cougar. Okay, so you take your right hand and you put it in the red dot, and then you put your left cheek on the knee of 96 in black and white. That's the hockey version of Twister.
David Brisebois amongst that commotion. Here's a long shot going wide from Jelena. Held in Zidlicki. Put it up the boards. Gomez is checked by Oduya. Support there from the Hawks, and now Hartman has a little room. Ryan Hartman will dump it in for a change. The Devils turn it over with a bad pass, but Jelena finally cleared it ahead. And Zidlicki threw it to center. Back inside. Brandon Saad, who in his last 4 games has 5 points, including 2 goals. Not much has happened for him tonight. Saad. Checked by Gomez in the corner. Hossa came off the board, slipped it in front of Comiskey. His shot block, rebound, laid loose. Came back to Comiskey. For Toews, center and Saad. The puck was rolling on him. Then Toews shot it off the side of the net. Here's Saad for Toews, it missed. Now it goes back to Comiskey. Here's Saad driving back to Hossa. Then Seabrook. Here it comes. Missed the net. Hot bounce finds Comiskey. Big shift here for the Toews line, and the captain has it. Hossa now. Then Seabrook unloads, saves Schneider, and no rebound with Saad lurking. 2 minutes remaining. And the Hawks still without a goal, trying to break the shutout bid of Schneider. The pass tipped away from Saad. Well, we've talked a lot about that young man, 20-year-old Ryan Hartman, with a night he will never forget in his NHL debut tonight. He's been very noticeable in the game with a huge physical presence. There's his mom, Kim, on the left. Very happy and proud of what she has seen so far tonight. And his dad, Craig, sitting there with his brother, Tanner. And look at that sweater on Tanner. That's the sweater that was given to Ryan Hartman when the Blackhawks picked him 30th overall, the first-round pick of the Blackhawks in 2013. And Tanner's got that sweater on, so a great night for the Hartman family.
Yeah, Tanner's a hockey player himself, plays for the Huskies Central State team. So a big thrill up and down. I know his aunt and uncle, Brett and Melba, are here from Deer Park, and just as we said in the open, Pat, and rightfully so. I mean, one of those nights as a Chicago kid you'll never, ever forget, that you finally get that opportunity, and he's had an impact on this game and play with a lot of different guys, and the score continues to stay the same. You know, Joe Quimble's going to shorten up the bench, and you'd think he'd be one of those guys that would get that opportunity, the type of game that he has had to this point. And, a family affair for sure, great to share with the family.
Shot attempt deflected by Elias. The Hawks get back, and another juggled up line here is Versteeg, Shaw, and Kane are together here. Elias in against Seabrook. The shot right on, and a save by Crawford. Gave a rebound to the middle. Had to make a second save because of it against a one-man attack from Jelena. From Elias, sorry.
Pat, that's probably about the 4th or 5th time now the Devils have had a shot, and it's turned into a second chance opportunity as far as a rebound or a lack of rebound control from Corey Crawford. And look, it hasn't been a lot of pucks towards either goaltender's way. The last 3-4 minutes, it's picked up substantially, especially for the Blackhawks. But here's that shot. Crawford not able to stay with it, and not much of a second chance opportunity, but at this level you just never know, and went right back to the elder statesman, one of them up front for the Devils, and Patrick Elias.
But I mean, he was the only guy up the ice there for the Devils. They were changing, and he did get a second chance opportunity. Their final minute now of period 2. As John Merrill will dump it.
I thought it was icing there. It looked like it just got across the red line.
Bickle sending Hartman, who dumped it in. Harrell back. Now Merrill from Harrell. And Oh, darn, he gave it a Zubris. Dumped it in. Oduya bothered by Josephson. And Chalmerson got away from Josephson and clears it back the other way. Here come the Devils. Ryder will fire a long shot, blocked by Chalmerson.
Penalty on Ryder for cross-checking Chalmerson, Pat. I believe Hawks are going to get a power play here.
Devils touch the puck, so the whistle goes, and virtually no time left. Well, they will get an offensive zone draw, so with 3.6, there's time enough to get a shot if you can win the draw cleanly.
Well, from our Xfinity telestrator and our great crew here at Comcast Sportsnet, Chicago in behind the play. Michael Ryder, not a good penalty at all there, knocking down Nicholas Chalmerson. The puck wasn't anywhere near Chalmerson. The Hawks, an opportunity here with the man advantage.
Taves pulls it back, sharp to Keith. His long shot is tipped wide as the horn sounds to end the second period. Blackhawks finish with 10 shots in the frame. They've had 18 so far in the game. The Devils got 9. They've had 17 so far in the game. Blackhawks offense really stymied until the late stages of period 2. Corey Crawford has been able to keep his team in it as well. A 1-goal difference after 2.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by AT&T Uverse. AT&T Uverse high-speed internet. The Uverse revolves around you. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
Welcome back to the UC. The Blackhawks down a goal, getting ready to start the third against the Devils. We'll go down to ice level now to hear from assistant coach Mike Kitchen. He's brought to us tonight by Acura. Kitchen, you got a wonderful opportunity, fresh ice for the power play here to start the third. Now, your power plays look different tonight than usual. Any other tweaks now for this upcoming one?
No, we haven't minded our power play the first two that we had. We had a lot of zone time there, different looks, and much the same thing. You just got to continue the same thing. One thing we can do is get a little more pucks to the net and shoot to the traffic there. You know, and have a good screen in front to keep Snyder back in his net.
Hey, Kitch, you've been around the game a long, long time. Just talk about the youngster Ryan Hartman getting a chance to play in his very first game as a Chicago native in the National Hockey League.
Well, we all remember our first game in the National Hockey League. I know you do, Eddie, and I do. And here he is playing in front of his hometown, which is terrific, you know. And he's just a good kid. Just go out there. We showed him a few our systems this morning on video, but the last thing we left him, we just said, hey, just go out and play. Use your instincts.
Kids, the one thing about that, though, guys that come up from Rockford, Ted Dent kind of plays the same way, right? There's not a lot of adjustment for these kids, right?
No, there isn't. That's one thing we try to do as an organization, to make sure that Rockford plays the same way as we do, so it's easier for the kids coming up. Anyone that's called up, they can just fit in, and there's no thinking going on.
All right, appreciate a couple minutes. Good luck here in the third.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kitch.
And remember, virtually a full power play for the Hawks to open up period 3.
And this third period is brought to you by Chevy and ChevyDriveChicago.com.
Seabrook going to leave it for Kane. Speeding Hossa will get into the zone. Dropped it to Seabrook. Now Hossa gets side to the front of the net. And now Taves takes over. Taves looks now to shoot, but that's a good block in front by Green. Taves spins it back. Seabrook will look to Kane. He moves toward the net, dropped it to Seabrook. Kane with Taves back door. The pass is for Saad to Taves. Good stick there by Green. Deflected the feed, and the Devils able to clear. A minute now for the Chicago power play. Patrick Kane has 15 points in his last 10 games. Now Saad takes over. Hossa able to get the line in traffic. Kane brings it around. Merrill picked it off. Couldn't advance it. At Seabrook to Taves to Saad. Then Brandon Saad goes down low to Marian Hossa. Hossa with a long flick. They score! A Jonathan Taves screen in front of the net. And Hossa continues to be scintillatingly hot. It's 1-1.
Pat, from up here, it looked like it went off of John Merrill, the defenseman, 7 white for the Devils. And when you got the hottest stick in the National Hockey League, you just fired the puck to the front of the net, and Hossa's there, takes the quick little shot. John Merrill is there. Now, whether or not it touched him or not, it certainly went through him. Yeah, right through the 5-hole, maybe glanced off a shin pad, but when you got the hot stick, you should shoot from everywhere, and Big Hoss has got his 7th goal in his last 4 games.
This is an offside play, but in 11 periods, Marian Hossa now has 7 goals. And a total of 17 for the year. All right, here's Sharp into the zone. Merrill pinned it to the boards. Tuomo Ruutu able to dump it in. Devils take it out. Yager dropped it back. Now a centering pass, and it was hacked wide by Ruutu as he was on his knees. Sharp checked on the board. Now held in. Hjalmarsson will come this way. Oduya. Versteeg got help from Kruger. Only get as far as center. Yager the other way. A hot pass in front. A chance. Henry. Good save by Crawford. A spectacular stop there at 2-on-0. And went side to side. Crawford a huge save to keep it tied. Now Hartman and Jelena get together. The puck picked up by Oduya. Seabrook. Pickle tipped it in. Schauffer's there, and a shot by Hartman stopped and deflected up high. That went out of play. It took a moment for the officials to see it. But Ryan Hartman, a point-blank chance, had just fired quickly. He was right on top of the goalie, and it deflected out.
Well, Corey Schneider couldn't touch his puck, Pat, because it went into the restricted area there, and he got it so tight he tried to elevate that puck and just threw his hands up way too tight. And after a giveaway by Marcus Kruger, our GMC professional grade save, Corey Crawford, Gomez to Henrique. And what a chance there, but again, the puck management through the middle of the ice, the turnover by Kruger creates a 2-on-0 from the blue line in. And you talk about a huge stop. I just thought about it too, Pat, the Hawks power play goal. Now this is back-to-back games where teams have taken bad penalties, and the Hawks have cashed in. Verbata the other night, the bad penalty on the hit on Andrew Shaw, and then the bad penalty by Ryder at the end of the second period by knocking down Hjalmarsson, and the Hawks make them pay.
Now Hartman, and Jelena stepped into him. Picked up by the Devils. And Hossa gets it back. Keith looks ahead. Passes at the feet of Saad, though. And now Keith. Force Saad into the zone. Trying to work to the middle. Zidlicki tied him up well enough. A pitching Keith won the puck, threw it across the ice. Elias will be able to clear it out. Here's Taves. Back into the offensive end. Hossa's busting. He's got the puck right to the goal. Taves, who made the pass to Spring Hossa, followed up. He got the Hossa rebound, and the captain has put his team in front.
through the middle of the ice. Brent Seabrook to Jonathan Toews. Move the puck, move yourself. You never know. And Jonathan Toews, watch the little play he makes, Pat, right behind. He lifts up the stick of Marin Zidlicky. And he puts the puck into the back of the net and right into your living room. Hossa takes it hard to net, but watch Toews. He lifts up the stick of Zidlicky. And he loses his balance. And the big rebound given up by Corey Schneider. The power move by Marian Hossa. And the Hawks with a 2-1 lead with 2 goals here in the third.
Goals on back-to-back shifts for the Toews line. Here's a long shot, not getting all the way to Crawford. Hawks able to get it out.
How big was that stop, that 2-on-0 stop now?
Zobrist and Oduya.
Blackhawks goal this 16th this season, scored by Toews.
Well, they battle in the corner. The pass deflecting to Patrick Kane. Kane will have some room into the zone. Richards to the net. Kane to the middle. His shot. Missed the high corner. Rebound to Yager. Backhanding it the other way. It's going to go all the way down. Icing Devils. Well, Marian Hossa with 2 goals in 3 straight games. He scored early in the third period tonight. And a chance for him to make Blackhawks history. You see there have been multi-goal goal games in 3 straight, but nobody's ever done it 4 straight games. Hossa now with 17 for the year. His sentiment just got his 16th off a Hossa rush that was spurred by a great pass from Toews, who then able to get the follow-up goal. And to me, I don't know, Eddie, to me that seems big for the captain. I mentioned this here, he's only got 2 goals in 21 games. He's been producing points. But look at any top-line centerman wants to score himself once in a while. So I think that will be a very uplifting thing for him. Hartman working the boards here. The puck knocked away. Comiskey back to Hartman, who's got a real good snapshot, according to the terrific coach of the Rockford IceHogs, Ted Dent. Here's a long shot by Shelina, deflecting wide. In behind, it's taken by Gomez, looking to center. Oh, just missed Henry. They'll have to regroup.
Gomez has made a couple of real good plays. He made the play on the goal by Peter Harold in the first period. Gomez likes to work that area in behind the net. Anytime he's gotten the puck in the offensive zone, it seems like he's gone right to that area.
They're able to shield Sharp away from the puck, so Zidlicky. Now we're going to have a Blackhawks penalty coming up. Might be Sharp behind the play. And as Crawford gets it, the whistle goes, and Patrick Sharp way behind the play, but in the Blackhawks offensive zone is going to get sent to the box. The Hawks were down a goal. Marian Hossa on the power play tied it, and the next shift for that line, Toews put his team in front.
Well, a couple of birthday shout-outs to 7-year-old Billy Gavin. Happy birthday, and also to 70 years of age to Joey Rigatoni. Happy birthdays to both Joey and Billy. Well, as you picked up, partner, the penalty in behind the play. Patrick Sharp right there. You see the stick parallel into the midsection of John Merrill, and the Devils with the man advantage.
Patrick Sharp, 2 minutes for booking at 6:12.
Just their second chance tonight. Got 1 shot on goal on their unsuccessful first opportunity. They jack a ring around. Henriques on this side. Dropped it back. Zidlicky. Elias. Zidlicky with a one-timer. That was a tip off the stick. Maybe a shot went up high. Picked up by Keith. Elias checked him. Now Zidlicky with a long glass. Crawford, good save. Gave no rebound. As 2 guys had sticks free. Both Tutu and Henrique lurking, and they got no second chance.
Well, Tutu made a heck of a play, Pat, to track down that loose puck, keep it alive, and Crawford's able to see it, absorb it, give up a second chance opportunity.
Jelena put it across to Camilleri. Camilleri has 7 power play goals to lead the Devils this year. Clears it around the board. Gomez goes down low, then got it back. Gomez pressured by Hossa, but it's held in. Jelena gave it back to Gomez. His shot is blocked by Seabrook. He tried again. Crawford able to get out the left pad. Puck came back to Crawford. He sticks it away. And a good stick by Hossa, tipped and loose. Steal by Taves. He's got Hossa with him. Taves in there, short-handed shooting. Saved by Schneider. Taves gets it back. And he's going to play a little keep away now. What a job by Taves and Hossa, short-handed. And now half a minute of power play time for the visitors. Elias, and it's dumped in. Keith finds the opening. Well, now the Devils back up the ice, but as they dump it in, the Hawks penalty over, both teams full strength. Kruger looks ahead for Sharp just out of the box. That pass didn't connect. And 2-2. Checked by Oduya at center. Larson for New Jersey finds 2-2. Couldn't get it past. Oduya would have been a hand pass if Sharp touched it, so he just left it there. And the Devils will get things set up. Larson, rink wide, eventually dumped by Ryder. Oduya up the boards, didn't get to Bickle. Ryder was checked. Michael Ryder goes down low. Zubras looks to center. Picked off Bickle. To Kane. Patrick Kane up the right side. Bickle heading for the net. Kane goes rink wide for Richard. Shot one off the side of the goal. Kane now to Richards. And Richards, a weak shot handled by Schneider. Held up to Richards. Kane. Towards Richards. Josephson had him well covered. Bickle grabbed by Merrill. Bickle won the board battle and has the puck. Dropped it back. Here's Keith. Bickle back to Kane on the boards. Jumped away from him. Keith a long flip shot, easily handled by Corey Schneider.
Well, from our Weather Tech RoboCam, the pressure from Marian Hossa. Jonathan Toews following suit, changes the angle, and Corey Schneider fights that one off with the left shoulder. So gains some traction here after tying the game up at 1 on the power play. The goal by Marian Hossa, and then Jonathan Toews following up right after that.
Ready at the halfway point of this game, the Blackhawks had 10 shots on goal. In the next 20 minutes, they've had 15 shots on goal. Here's Oduya with a long blast. Schneider didn't seem to be sure, but he's got it. And the Hawks are still up 1 midway through period 3.
Well, we mentioned this the other night, but our thoughts and prayers go out to a Naperville Sabres hockey family, the Radmans. Kim's granddaughter, Caden Tanner, is suffering at Ann Lurie Children's Hospital, awaiting a heart transplant, and the family is so thankful for the support of the hockey community and the Blackhawk fans. When we read this promo the other night, Pat, in the shout-out, Blackhawk fans came out in droves and added another $10,000 plus on top of the other $35,000 that had been raised. So donations are being accepted at GoFundMe.com/Caden Tanner, K-A-Y-D-E-N, Tanner, T-A-N-N-E-R, and we thank everybody that has donated.
Kane off the rebound. Now finds Sharp. His shot blocked. Yager got it out of there. Zidlicki, leave it to Jelena. Camilleri.
Been pretty quiet.
You just think of that too. I'm worried about you if you're thinking like me, but yeah, Camilleri not very noticeable in the game to this point. 18 goals he leads the Devils with, but
the one thing I will say, Pat, he's a natural winger. I mean, he can play center, but he's playing the center ice position, so a much different role and job and responsibility, as we know.
Larson walks and wires. Good block by Taves. And here comes Saad. He's got Hossa with him. Saad driving. Wants Hossa, and he got too low. So nothing happened. Now, I'm just speculating, but as soon as Brandon Saad got the puck and saw the big winger was with him, I think he had one thought in his mind, and he was waiting till he could find a lane to get the puck over to Hossa. Oh, good save by Crawford with his blocker. He was moving left, flashed the right hand back out to make a good blocker stop. But now Merrill works back into Zajac. His wrister. Save Crawford. Rebound. He made a second save on Elias, who had a terrific bid. Now taken by Richards. Then Hjalmarsson sends Kane out of the zone. Patrick Kane has Versteeg with him. Kane spinorama. Couldn't get rid of it, hanging on. Kane chipped it across. Hjalmarsson a one-timer. Off a skate. And the Devils get out. Now Zajac and Hjalmarsson. Elias wanted Zajac. It didn't connect. And Brad Richards lines it back around to Hjalmarsson. Here's Zidlicki. Clearing it in. Zubris had a shot. Oh, that came up and hit Keith up high. And Rundblad cleared it to the boards, but a pinching Green kept it in. Now the Devils activating their D. Here's Josephson going back to Green. Trying to bank it to the front of the net. Picked up eventually by Rundblad. And the Hawks get out. Hartman short of center when he flipped that, but it's on target, so no icing. Schneider has to cover.
Well, a terrific stop from Corey Crawford as the shot came from Travis Zajac, and then Patrick Elias, thankfully on his backhand, not able to get a lot on it, but you see the puck come off the stick of Nicholas Hjalmarsson, and Crawford slides right over and makes a real good stop, moving right to left.
Kane off the draw to Keith. He fired a long one and missed the net. Kane again. His long shot saved. Schneider threw a sharp screen, and the rebound cleared the other way.
Boy, that was almost a 2-on-1 there for Gomez and Henrique.
All right, now Seabrook. And it's Kane to Sharp. Merrill down low. And Henrique comes away. On Merrill for New Jersey. We'll wait for some changes to be completed. Camilleri. Then Yager for Camilleri gets in. Oh, it's going to be an offside play. 6 minutes remaining in regulation time. 2-1 Chicago. Once in a while, who's that very noticeable white-haired gentleman who's always behind the Hawks bench? You see Brian Higgins there, the director of team security. Great guy. Wonderful to have had him on the road with the Hawks for the last several seasons. And a very special birthday shout-out tonight to his better half. I mean, his way better half. There's the lovely Mary Higgins in the blue coat. She is as sweet a lady as you'll ever find, with a heart as big as this arena. Wonderful gal, and I can't quite make it out, but I believe she's got a halo overhead, dealing with Brian Higgins all the time. She's a great gal. So happy birthday, Mary. period goals for the Hawks have them in front, and the line that's done the damage is out here now. Toews, Hossa, Saad. Jágr, former New Jersey. Help from Ruutu with a chip and chase. Momo Ruutu put it back around the board. Zidlicki goes in deep. Came loose. Here's Zidlicki with a shot well wide. Taken by Green. Now Camilleri. Dropped it. Zidlicki shot it. Crawford fought it off. That's it into the corner, and Jágr came up with it there. Dropped it to Zidlicki, and it escapes him. Here's Saad racing. Oh, and it jumped away from two Hawk sticks. The Devils get back in. Ruutu. Checked by Hossa. They both wind up on the deck, and Hjalmarsson takes over. Now Elias dumped it. Here's Keith. And now Kane comes away. Helena turns it over to Kane. Richards with a quick shot. Handled by Schneider. Rebound in front for Kane. Oh, he's checked. Penalty coming up. Jelena got too much of Kane preventing that shot attempt. Kane on his backhand. Taken away by Tutu. The whistle goes. Hawks to the power play.
This was a really delayed call.
Yes, sir. I thought so, too.
Because Patrick Kane kind of threw his hands up to the official, and that's exactly what happened. And it's referee Tom Chmielewski who makes this call. Patrick Kane gets hood right there. Penalty called, and what Patrick Kane, he looks over at the official like, why isn't your arm up? And then his arm ends up going up right after that. But no question, a hook and call, and what an opportunity here for the Blackhawks, up by one with the man advantage.
Right now, Rundblad has joined Seabrook as point man on this power play. The Toews line out there with him. Hossa for Saad. Toews in the front of the net. He goes back to Seabrook. Saad to Hossa for Saad. His stick tied up as he tried for a one-timer. Henrique is checked by Toews in the corner, dug out of there by Green. The clearing attempt went out. They say it was tipped. Hawks thinking that there might be another penalty, but that puck tipped is ruled out of play.
And Marian Hossa was pressuring Andy Green in behind the net, and Hossa actually lost his stick, went to make contact with Andy Green right in behind the net right there, and the official to the left of Corey Schneider was right there, and of course the Blackhawks trying to get a call there, but the right call made on the ice, deflected off of the stick of Marian Hossa.
So now it's Richards, Sharp, Kane in front of Hjalmarsson and Keith. Rare power play time here for Hjalmarsson, but we've seen Coach Q do this once in a while with a lead, making sure to have two defensemen at the points on the power play. 75 for the man advantage. Keith. Sharp. Pass didn't work. Keith. In for Richards. His pass deflecting. Merrill chasing it down. Pressured by Sharp. Patrick Sharp, in his last 6 games, has 1 point. This puck cleared around the boards of pinching Keith. Able to get there. Now Richards. And his pass went out of the zone. Kane gets back in. He got jammed up, knocked away Ruutu. Seabrook able to cut across. Taken now a centering pass, and Seabrook, good stick, knocked it away from Ruutu. But the only good thing about this Hawks power play, Eddie, is a loose puck here, captured by Toews. But the only good thing here is that some time has come off the clock. Because nothing has happened offensively. Hossa gets in. Shift it back to Oduya. To Seabrook, a one-timer. He had a stick shatter in his hands. Now the New Jersey penalty over. Both teams full strength. Toews got checked, but held the puck. Saad in behind. 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Here's Hossa to Toews. Nobody home in front of the net. The Devils come away. Jelena with a ring around. Hjalmarsson beat Henrique there, and now Oduya has time to take a look back to Hjalmarsson. Dudlicki getting back. Turned it over. And Versteeg looking for help from Kane. Dudlicki gets it back for New Jersey. The Devils, Bernier comes out, and they're looking to the bench, but that pass didn't connect. With Zubris, now a loose puck for Kane. He's got a breakaway. Patrick Kane on Schneider. Oh, the save by Schneider. Kane gets it back. He's going to try again. No, he slipped inside. What a save by Schneider. Great save to deny a bid from Versteeg. And the Devils still alive. They get it in. Bernier looks at, fakes now, fires, blocked by Keith. Final minute of the third. 6 attackers, New Jersey. Steal by Kane. He looks for Versteeg for the empty net. Hawks win.
Going on here in the last 45 or 50 seconds. Chances at either end. Versteeg captures the end of it by putting the puck into the empty net, but a great save, a couple of great saves from Corey Schneider. And Duncan Keith with a huge shot block off of Bernier on that 2-on-1 that turned into a 3-on-2, and then the shot block from Keith.
Now Elias for New Jersey, the time winding down, and the Devils are going to drop to 4 games below 500, but the Blackhawks now undefeated in 5. They've gone 3-0-2. They've taken 8 of a possible 10 points. And a solid victory tonight on home ice as Corey Crawford picks up his 22nd victory of the year. We promised it earlier, we bring it now. Miller Time brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, we talked about the National Hockey League debut of Chicago native Ryan Hartman with his mom and dad, aunt and uncle, his brother in his first shift for the National Hockey League. He gets 2 big hits in. One on Zubris, one on Dudlicki. Couple of shots on goal, an effective game, couple of chances. Well, welcome to the National Hockey League, and no way better, Pat, to end your first game in the league here, playing for your hometown team with getting 2 points in the bank for your team.
Well, for Corey Crawford, we mentioned his 22nd win. Also, as a Blackhawk, his 137th career victory, which puts him 4th. Along with Jocelyn Thibault on the all-time Blackhawk netminder list. So his next win, he'll be 4th all alone on a pretty prestigious list. Let's check out the 3-star selection.
3-star of the game from the Blackhawks with his 16th goal of the season, number 19, Jonathan Toews. The number 2-star of the game from the Blackhawks with 2 assists, number 7, Brent Seabrook. And the number 1 star of the game from the Blackhawks with his 17th goal of the season, number 81, Marian Hossa. Please turn your attention to the Blackhawks bench, where Luke Stuckmeyer is with tonight's number 1 star of the game, Marian Hossa.
Marian, I don't know what you've been eating for breakfast, but you are on a tear. What's it like to play like this?
Well, it's fun, definitely. It's much more fun putting puck in the net and helping the team win offensively. But try to play my game, puck going in for me right now, so I try to shoot it.
At 36, have you had to change your routine at all, or do you do the same thing you did when you were 26?
Didn't change much. I try to do the same thing and, try to get it to work.
This game wasn't going real well the first 2 periods. How did you guys turn it around and get this game?
Thank you. This is unbelievable. Thank you, guys. We know we didn't start well, but we got to win, which is important.
Thanks, Marian. Let him hear it, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Marian Hossa, your number 1 star.